good coughing
We do.
timing there. Welcome to our
Ah.
podcast with our. Maybe you should just do that. There'll be just an introductory cough, yeah.
Yeah, every time. Yeah, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
I'm Fauzi, and that's coughing Nick.
Coffee McCofferson, yeah, and Nick, and we got some spare time, and we're talking about things. We've done this intro about 7 times now. It's not getting any better,
Yes, it
but
is. We're
hopefully,
gonna just do a different one every single week because we're clearly not consistent. Just like we come online and at different random times every single week, or we miss a week because someone's busy because we have
yeah, true.
clearly
Yeah, we've really
way
tried
too
to
much
sync
spare
up.
time. But
Wait, not enough spare time? Too much spare time? Who knows?
but
Um,
hey,
it's
what we're
the
talking about? What are we
worst
talking
now,
about?
right?
Worst
It's the worst newcomers. So a
top
team made a trade, did a signing, and
top
they've welcomed someone, and they
three
shouldn't have.
worst newcomers to the NBA teams, man. We did the top best ones before, best newcomers. Now the worst newcomers. We're gonna go three at a time each. You want me to go first? You want to go first? What do you reckon, man?
You led us off on the last one. I'd love for you to lead us, and then I can go
All
from
right.
there.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you sitting down? Are you sitting down? You want me to go 3-1 or 1-3? I don't know. You reckon 3-1 is more suspenseful?
I I was hooked on every word that I was saying.
All right, fine. Let's go 3-1. Hey, we'll try it your way. Yeah. Number three. Third worst newcomer to the team is Mr. Loser. Number first episode topic: Russell Westbrook to the Denver Nuggets. What the hell is going on in Denver, man? Sorry, man. Look. I always say this, man. I ain't got nothing against Russ, man, but this guy ain't gonna win a ring. He's not gonna win a ring unless AG takes him there, right? And Westbrook just actually doesn't play a minute. Maybe that's how he wins a ring, because he just doesn't do anything that a modern day NBA player needs to do anymore. I don't know, man. It feels a little bit, I don't know, hard to say those words, but there was the NBA player of the, what do they call it, the noughties? Yeah, 2000 to
Yeah.
2010. And then now we're at, the teens, or there was the teens where, then the game slowly evolved with Steph Curry and the crazy thing called shooting. And here we are in 2024 where shooting is the most valuable commodity in the sport, whether you're 7'4" or you're 6 foot. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And Westbrook has not got that part of his game. It's as simple as that. Like, imagine, I don't know, man. Like, how would D Rose go in our game now if D Rose never got injured? Yeah, because it was the same sort of style, yeah. But D Rose had that asterisk, he got injured, and therefore his game just never then went anywhere else. Yeah, but Westbrook had all these great statistical years. Don't get me wrong. Okay, maybe D Rose will still average 25 points a game. All right, but translates to winning. I think I think that's a huge aspect here that Westbrook does not help the Nuggets. I don't like it, man. I like that he's still in the league, man, but I don't like that signing. I don't know where he does fit, man. He should just go to the Wizards again or something. I don't know, and actually play some minutes there. But number two, they gave him 4 years, man. 4 years guaranteed money. Yeah, it wasn't that much, but it's still, guaranteed money, man. This is a guy called L. James Jr. Yeah, like my God, like I know he's a rookie, man. Okay, and every rookie comes in, and they're like question marks all over the place, man. But man, we talk about entitlement. We talk about deserving or undeserving in the league and so on and so forth. And then this kid comes in and somehow gets 4 years of guaranteed money. Wow, that's a huge bonus, man. That's I can't. How else can you spin that, man? LeBron, James Jr., Bronny here, getting a guaranteed contract for the Lakers here. Man, I don't know what's going on there. Surely that money could be better donated to a charity or something. I don't know, but that's my number two. Which then leads us to number one, man. And hey, man, this is the part where I said maybe you gotta be sitting down here. I'm going to say I think the worst newcomer for this 2024 NBA season is Carl Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, the Knicks were already good. Yeah, I don't think we can deny that. Right? They're already good. They added Mikal Bridges. Yeah, they brought this Villanova, all these teammates together, which is a whole crazy storyline in itself. Yeah, and obviously they traded DiVincenzo away now, and so they've lost a quarter of that storyline. Okay, They were getting Julius Randle back. Okay, all right, and I understand in the career in the contract year. Yeah, okay, and and he's coming back, and he's an All NBA All Star player. Okay, then they brought in Cat. And statistically, Cat has always looked great statistically. Okay, don't get me wrong. You look at Cat's statistics and you don't actually look at Cat's bigger story and bigger accomplishments or lack of accomplishments. Okay, you can make the argument, wow, what a great trade. Yeah, this trade definitely wins for the T-Wolves, man, which is what you've said it is. Yeah, it's a huge win for the Knicks. Yeah, getting Cat into town. But Cat is not a clutch player. Yeah, I think that's the thing, and I've yet to be proven otherwise, man. And hey, look, the Knicks are gonna go deep. Yeah, unless they all get injured because they're playing 45 minutes a night, and by game 60 they're all injured and banged up by that point of the season. Yeah, okay, they're going to go deep. I don't think anyone's going to argue that this team is, could they make the playoffs? Yeah, sort of situation. Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs. Okay, and they're going to go deep. And Carl Anthony Towns is going to be relied upon to play how he plays. And he's a stretch four. Yeah, he's stretch four, stretch five. Yeah, okay? He's supposed to knock down those threes. I think we all forgot how last season where he went so cold that he couldn't make a friggin' three for I don't know how many games. And that did not help the T Wolves. Okay, when they were trying to, themselves a 60-win team, try to get to the NBA Finals, which they did not succeed. Okay, I think the Knicks are going to face the same issues with him come the games that matter. Okay, and I think in that bigger picture, because this move was made to win a championship, not to win 55 games in the regular season. Okay, I don't think this was a good trade for the Knicks. Okay, and a player like Randall, and equally as important, a shooter like DiVincenzo. And he was cold-blooded, man. I don't know if you remember him in the playoffs, man. He was cold-blooded. He would just play and just shoot and shoot, and he would shoot. He would either miss all 10 or he would make 8 or 10. Yeah, that's the reality with his sort of, playing style. But having those two guys versus Cat, I think would have been better to see what they had than take the gamble that they took. But hey, man, look, don't you can play this back, man, when the Knicks win a ring, man, and I'd be happy if they did, man. Don't get me wrong, okay? But I personally do not like this trade that the Knicks have pulled off. I don't think it's an improvement.
Okay. All right. Well, this is good. We have content because we have a disagreement. Too often we agree. So I've got to go into my list. I'm actually really annoyed because you took Westbrook, and
Oh,
I'll take at least one. So yeah, look, I'm going to put Westbrook at 3. I think we know that his minutes will be about 18 to 22 when it matters, but he's going to somehow get up to about 30 during the season because something's going to happen and he's just going to need to be played. It There's been a couple of teams now that have looked at Russell Westbrook and they said he's got a former MVP on his resume. He might be able to help us. And it doesn't, and it'll be the same issue as always. He can't shoot. And Jokic is fantastic at finding shooters. Now, maybe Westbrook can reinvigorate his cutting career, but it's just hard to envision him having a huge impact because he's a usage guy, right? Think Allen Iverson, think Tracy McGrady, think Vince Carter. When these guys slotted into their, I guess, role player days, the production was fine, but it's just not what you expect, and it's also not impactful winning enough. Even Carmelo Anthony comes to mind as another one. Carmelo Anthony gave you like 15, 3, and 3, but everyone collectively understood it's not really doing anything for the greater good. And I
on
think
on
Westbrook's going to have a
paper,
very similar
I
season.
don't know how the Nuggets think they're a championship team still, just because they have Jokic at the
No,
top. Yeah, just because they have Jokic at the top.
yeah, I think that is 100% that of we have one of the best players in the NBA, so therefore we're in with a chance. I think the Warriors have guiltily done that from time to time, and that will be something that goes there. This is going to be my number 2. Um, it's Clay Thompson. So it's a decent contract. It's the biggest signing that they've done in a good while. So they trade for Kyrie, they get Clay Thompson, but both those names respectively are beyond their prime and beyond the years that made them NBA champions. But Clay Thompson is just there to spot up shoot, but there was a decline in Golden State. And some people want to try to peg that on some mental battle of because he wasn't a max player anymore, or he didn't feel like he was a max player. There was all this psychology that went into why he wasn't shooting very well. And shooting is very mental. I'll acknowledge that. But he's an ACL and an Achilles recoverer, and that is a deadly combo. And I don't see him having the bounce back year that he wants. But the other issue is Dallas don't have a lot of wiggle room. And another fun fact that kind of blew my mind when I saw it, it's now the seventh year of Luca. I don't know if you feel like time's flying, but that made me realize, we were talking about this kid being on the
Mm,
LeBron path,
mm,
and LeBron made the NBA Finals in his fourth year. Luca's taken a little bit longer to get there, but when does it take off for Luca? When does this dynasty happen? When does this unstoppable machine happen? Maybe that's a bigger issue of the modern NBA. Maybe that's a bigger issue of parity, and the teams are too competitive, and it's hard to get super teams. But yeah, Clay Thompson to the Dallas Mavericks. I don't love it for just the simple reason of health, and also he's a declining asset. And then number one, I'm jumping on the bandwagon, but the other way, I loved the Cat acquisition for the Knicks, but I hate the Julius Randle acquisition for Minnesota. I think that's 100% a salary dump. And the problem with a salary dump like that, he's got a player option for about 30 million next season. I can see him taking that player option because I think that All NBA season where he dragged the Knicks into the playoffs for the first time in a long time, I think that was an anomaly. I think him getting that huge contract is the only big contract he's going to get, and he's a bit of a black hole on offense. And he's joining a team that doesn't have good spacing. As much as Cat and Gobert struggled to work together, they got rid of the shooter. They didn't get rid of the guy that was clogging the paint. And Julius Randle now is going to take mid-range jumpers and ISO ball on the wing. And I see the Wolves, who were a team that were in the Western Conference Finals, taking a very similar path to how Memphis did, where Memphis was a flash in the pan. Oh my God, are they going to make the NBA Finals? To the following season struggling. And the Atlanta Hawks were the exact same a couple of years ago. And I think now it's Timberwolves' turn. I think Timberwolves are going to have a down year. And a part of that's going to be due to the fact that Julius Randle did not fit in. So they're my worst newcomers.
Hey, look, I don't know about Clay, man. I think you're right that I think this season he's gonna he's gonna still shoot, right? That's what he does. Okay,
Hmm.
he's gonna shoot. It's gonna do. But when you're a shooter, Clay will have those nights where he'll go 2 from 10, 2 from 10,
Yeah.
and then every
Yeah.
fifth game he might make 7 from 10. And then you go, oh wow, maybe he's turning the corner. And I think that's the challenge that the Mavs will have now. You're right. I saw that stat somewhere too. We must have seen that in a similar place. Yeah, Trey Young and obviously Luca in year 7.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's time does fly by, man. And yeah, I think for all the hype, man, it sort of flies by. And like you alluded to, he hasn't yet, achieved maybe as much as we thought he would. Maybe when we first looked at his career, and obviously now he's got one finals appearance, but a loss. Okay, at that. Yeah, man, the Mavs got to get going. Luke's got to get going. I don't know, man. I think your list is reasonable. I'm not gonna hate it too much, man. It's funny how we got differing opinions here on Cat and Randall. It will be really
Hmm.
interesting to see how this will play out, man. Um, hey, look, I guess that's about 9 months away.